wasn't available, but I think we're in good shape. I'm not real sure. There, I see something's up there now. I'm not sure. I think it was just something to do with like the website, not what I'm actually doing. Now I have kind of an issue here, don't I? Why are you red? So we have some kind of a feedback. Where would it be? Is there like a crisscross in the line here? I was going to show you. We're going back. I don't know if you watched the last live stream. You know that we had a. There must be some kind of a. Well, this signal's green, so it's got to be between here and here. Didn't we have like a possible crisscross? They're so hard to pick out with the coloring. All right, I'm just trying to see if maybe something turns yellow. Where would it have touched? Oh, because this guy's in there. Oh, okay. You know what? We need another signal. So in other words, both of the trains came up here and they went to do their thing, and then, all right, we need another signal to let this guy get out of this block since we have two construction trains. We probably need just more signaling in general, don't we? Yeah, let's do a little bit more. We're not going to have a ton of trains at the moment, but see what I mean? So that these guys can kind of come along. Could get rid of this few extra nodes. I don't think they're going to affect this too much, but I can't control myself. Oh, you know what? I can't do it while there's a train on that. It won't reset the track when there's a train or a construction crane on it. So how is everybody today? I'm looking forward to the live stream. And there it goes. Our first export by train. So that should give us a good shot of money there. Like, I'm assuming he was full. Yep. So now the problem that we're going to have is we need to keep an eye on how much of this stuff we're actually making so that we don't get rid of all of it. Right? So we only have like 100 in here building up. Now this should kind of protect that, right? But now the problem is I don't know whether it's going to, like in the old days when the trucks were coming in here, it was a little easier to stop it from happening because, you know, but this is going to pump out maybe to the train as the priority and not pump it into here. So we have to keep an eye and just make sure we don't have too many trains. We don't necessarily want to send them for bitumen because, well, we don't have, you know, we don't have that much bitumen either. So we'll have to just kind of keep an eye. Now the other thing, yeah, so this is, so you're going to the asphalt plant. Yeah, you should be coming to this other tank here, right? No, well, wait a minute, let me. This is storage 3, all related vehicles. Okay, yeah, you know what we need to take? We need to find a place for a lot of these vehicles, especially once they're unloaded. Let's do that to get started. That'll give us something very exciting to do to start the live stream. Alright, so as soon as they're empty, X these out so I don't end up closing that. Hello, Dennis. How are you today? Welcome. Yeah, I don't think we have enough parking spots also. But we're going to take as many of these off of this as I can. And you know, it makes sense. If they're heading to this building, it's making sense that they don't have anything in them. That's kind of a good way to find them. And I think what we probably need to do is, yeah, that's full. Alright, so we need to find another place or thing for these guys to do. So, you know, maybe you, yeah, we're just going to have 10 tons of these things. Could have thought about this a little bit further ahead. So let's see. We have, yeah, instead of going, let's just redo this guy's route. So he's going to come to here. I don't think do I have anyone? And we could put 2 of them. Yeah, you know what? Like we could have this guy. Let's Let's go look at this one. Now he's in there filling up as we speak. All right, so why don't we just double up them going to this one, because I think what I'd like to do is some of them is use that. It's been suggested, and I've never really done it. All right, so this guy's going to go to, let's shrink this up for a second. This guy, we're going to have 2 trucks coming to here. Now, the problem with using this as a depot is that we can't really have them wait, can we? You know what I mean? It's not ideal. I mean, I guess, yeah, see, I don't know. There's no way to tell them to go look around to the other side if they were at this side. So that's the problem with saying, oh, use this as a depot. Now, can we do a road construction? Road cargo? No. If we could do a road cargo thing, that would be better. But there's no real way to get them to wait there. Yeah, I think we may just end up having to sell some of these. What is your opinion? Been busy? Good. Well, I hope school's going well. I imagine the semester is close to over, if it's not already. I hope you survived it. So having just saved that many cisterns, I'm thinking that we just consider selling the rest of them. Now, we could construct another yard for vehicles, but I don't necessarily, I think we've been using this one a fair amount. I don't necessarily just want to fill it up with cisterns. Then realistically, are we going to be using these cisterns at all? Right, if I were just to sell this one, and then we could come in here for a second and sell at least some of these. Right? Yeah, these should all not have stuff in them if they're heading back to this. And we'll still have a few that we have to deal with. One month to go. So that's a while. I thought, well, I don't know. In America, usually the semesters end before New Year or Christmas. I mean, they can go right up to Christmas, but I guess yours go right through the Christmas holidays, it sounds like. Okay, so other things that I was thinking about. And how did our train make out? So what are we going to do with this train? I guess we'll just send him back for fuel, but then we really do need to get rid of these other vehicles on this route. Route. I think we use that term in America a little bit interchangeably, just so you guys know. Some people say route, some people say route. Yeah, we don't have a construction office over here. I'm really thinking we just need to sell them as they get up there and they don't have anything in them. Well, I mean, to me, it's all about the challenge. I don't like it as much, to be honest. That's one of the things that I think separates this game's out. You know, like the fact that it's just insta-built rail. It's a different challenge, right? It's just not the same. But to be honest, I wish TF2 would have a system like this. You know, like it's. Let me put it this way: if you look at the number of hours that I played Transport Fever, I don't know, it was like 200 or 300 hours, which is a good amount, right? I've played this for 1,000. You know what I mean? Like, and some of it's obviously the YouTube thing, but at the same time, you know, it's just I do actually like this. I think this construction adds. I mean, it's like how much more realistic, even if the construction itself isn't as realistic as you might want. It's the way it works in real life. You don't just decide that there should be a building here and then money goes out of your bank account and there's a building there. So I kind of like that. Now, the thing I was thinking about was how do we get workers up here? And I'm wondering if we can't do like a bus slash tram kind of experiment, maybe. Now where would we take people and get people from? And I'm thinking if we could somehow, and I don't know if we can, get a train station up here, that we could pull people out from like here, but I think that'd be too much. We might have to go on the other side of the street, but I'm willing to try to see if we can't level this down a little bit, cut past our road, and then maybe put in like a train station. Now we could try the same thing with trams, but I'm not sure that trams are going to be too much better when it comes to, like traffic situations. I mean, we could try to bus enough people up here, and it would probably be good enough. But these would each need, in theory, well, how many do we need? Not workers. How many workers do we need? Actually, the chemical plant doesn't need too many, but it's like 50 or 80, right? So let's take a look at... we gotta go to oil. Right? Yeah. Oil. Chemical plant. Yeah, it's only 50, so 100 between the two, and it's about another 100 for these other. So we would need like 200 on a shift, which really wouldn't be unreasonable busing. What is your guys' opinion? Do we put a bus stop? I mean, one bus stop right here, it would pretty come close to covering everybody, right? Yeah, so this is... Yeah, it would be. We got to make sure we get a good path to these here. We couldn't walk them behind here. They'd have to come across the front. So we definitely want to make sure we'd have a good walking path to get over to this one. But I think we could do it if it was like here. 240. It's going to be on the borderline. But then I think everything else, this wouldn't necessarily be in range up here. We could try. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get one on the other side of the street. So what you guys, do you have opinion about which way we should go when it comes to this? Let's see if we... Oh, that's the little small bus plat. Well, we might be able to fit it in here if we leveled up a bit. I don't think there's anything else. Oh, wait, we got that conveyor right there. Let's see what the wireframe shows us. It's possible. I mean, it's awful close to this building, but we might be able to squeeze it in here. And then the other thing is, sometimes you can get these conveyors passed after you plan out the other one, if you know what I mean. Like, it might not let you build the building here because of that conveyor, but then once you put it in, then you can get the conveyor past it at that point. So yeah, anyway, getting people up here, and again, we don't need too terribly many, but certainly train lines or bus. And now if we were to do a tram station, I think we'd run into the same problem. I mean, we could possibly put it here, but I don't think they would be able to walk all the way over to this one. But then we could do something like the combination, right? Have a tram station here, and then a bus stop up here somewhere, and then have them go to the tram station and get people, bring them the rest of the way. Or multiple tram stations. What is this? More power? Or do we just keep it simple and do busing? And then the same kind of question over here as to what we do with getting people. This would be a plastics factory. And I don't think we need more than one. We got our oil coming up over the hill at this point. And we would want to put the other stuff kind of far enough away from town. But there, I'm definitely thinking we could maybe just run a train station. We're going to have a lot of people in here. And maybe we could even build another section of town over this way. All right, there's plenty of semi-flat space that way. So what do you guys have any opinions on all of that? And then any other, thoughts? I did look and I noticed we have no steel, which isn't really a very good thing. Oh, hi. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. I kept looking at Dennis's chats. Hello, Mr. Yeah, I'm going to say that wrong, but Saizu? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Sorry about the pronunciation there. I'm not sure what the symbols symbol means a drive-through platform. What you mean for the buses? Yeah, I mean, the drive-through platforms just seem to cause more traffic. I'm worried about the amount of traffic because, like, everything else up here would be with trucks, right? And I could maybe put a drive-through platform off the side, which kind of defeats the purpose of the drive-through a little bit, but it's not like it wouldn't work, right? But I'm not sure that that's any better. Like, in other words, I really don't want to put a bus stop, like, right here. And then, because I'm going to have all these trucks going all over every place. Now, I don't know how busy it'll be right here, per se. But we should, we got a gas station up here, and I think we have another, we should have another gas station down here if we don't for the farm. Now, we need to get another, yeah, that's an oil pump. Yeah, that's the grain side. We need to get another gas station down here as well. So that's what you mean, like a drive-through. Now, the other thought was, when you say, I don't know what you mean by drive-through, like, you mean a train? They're all kind of drive-through, I think. So you must mean the other. Now, the other thought is like, you know, a trolley with a trolley station. Right, where is that? Trolley stop, right? Which would be a drive-through platform. Could, if I leveled it up, I'm sure we could get it a lot closer to the road here. But I don't want to get, and I can't really go, well, they could go around the back possibly, like this way to get to this one. But we definitely need to make sure they're close. And then we could just do 2 stops at that point, right? Yeah, and I'm not, Dennis, there's like a 30-second delay, just so you know, from the time I say something to the time you do. So it's a little bit hard to follow. Yeah, like, because I gave you too many options. I should give you less options, right? My own fault. Yeah, so we need to do something about people. And it could just be a bus stop. Let's see. You know, I think if we put a bus, if we can get a bus stop on this side, it won't take us that much to, well, if we can level. Yeah, I think we're going to have to. Let's get rid of this for a minute. We should be able to put it right back up. See if that lets us level a little bit better. It did. Let's see, can we get a regular? No. No, it's not going to like that because it's just, we can't, because the road is sloped, it's just not going to like it. You know, now we could try the other side, which wouldn't make too much difference. Let's not forget to put that. Now, the thing I was thinking about the other side, which this may still work out quite well, like if we had a bus platform here, yeah, see how we can get a lot closer because it's... Yeah, it's going to be tough for them to get there. So what do you guys think? We could get that in. Let me just put this conveyor up before I forget again. Oh, you meant the bus. I got you. The bus drive-through. Yeah, that's kind of what I guessed. And... yeah, so I mean... would we want to go for one bus stop and hope that they can get there? If they can't, I guess we could put another one in. This one's kind of jammed up. I mean, I could probably put one down here. Maybe we put... see, if I put a bus stop right here, then they could definitely get to it. And I'm thinking maybe what we do is put a gas station right over here. Because I definitely think we should have one near our... Alright, try to level that out a little bit. Square it up a bit more. All right, so we definitely need that. There's a use for one of our cisterns. And then we don't have any cistern coming up to here. We might as well grab one of these that are just driving back and forth semi-pointlessly. And say, you're going to have a new route to go from this one. Load fuel. Where is it? I went too far. Yeah. And go to that one and unload. And wait. Alright, so we'll have a cistern for that one. So maybe we just leave those guys run back and forth while we're building this over here. We certainly should not hesitate to get some things done. Now, these guys should be auto-searching roads, and they are. Let's go make sure our construction guys are staying. Yeah, we got lots going on there. Lots going on here. So we're okay for a minute. Right, so we're just going to try buses and one bus station at that, which means we'll need another bus station somewhere over here. And I don't want to really, I don't see any reason we wouldn't do it right off the end here, right? We don't want a walking path. Now, do we want a big bus platform? We could do it just right off of that road, though it's awful close to the edge of the store, but that I think is okay. But it sort of blocks us if we wanted to go out this way. Or do we do it like this, say? I think I like the idea, just on the concept of having the road there. And we'll do a big one just because who knows what else we'll use it for. And we should also probably have the other stop somewhere, another stop around here, right? Okay, all the way over here. So that's kind of good, right? We get it covered. And then this one is built as much for construction, I think, to get started. Look, our little center of town looks kind of nice, doesn't it? Let's get these guys from over here to work on our statue, I think, now that they can. It's hard to pick out which is the construction office over there. All right, so you work on our little statue, and you can do the same thing. All right, so, and that we've overloaded bus platforms in the past, so would it be a little bit quicker to build. Now, another thing we're going to probably have problems with over here is kindergarten. I would bet. If we start filling up all these super tall buildings, I'm not going to... So I definitely think as we move forward here, we should definitely consider a kindergarten. And then I'm wondering if we don't do like another kindergarten and school right here. Maybe another row of houses on the other side of the kindergarten and school. And then we talk about moving this power line over, so that it goes like this way, and then we could put more houses down in here, like a couple more, at least one more row maybe, like, does that make sense? And then I guess we have to do a little bit of a people count, so we'll do it a little bit better than I just did before. So this is 30, right? And then this is going to be 15, so that's 45, and then the sawmill is 65. And that's it, right? Well, the quarry doesn't need people. And then we said that these were... geez, I forget. These were 50, so that's 165. So times 3 is going to be in the neighborhood of 500. And so that's really just, in theory, 2 of these houses worth. Yeah, so that's... We'll have to get the rest of the industry built, but I don't see any reason to expand the town too much more, considering we have these mega skyscrapers going for us. Hey, see, as if purplic. How are you doing today? And Off the Rails, welcome. Welcome, guys. I don't know. I haven't really followed too much exactly what they're going to be doing as far as releases go. Every time the releases come, they mess up my map that started at the very beginning, you know, whether they add pollution or something else. It's the negative side to having a map that's, I don't know, what is it now, 8 months old that you've been playing, the same one? But I should go look. I just haven't really paid that much attention the last weeks. Maybe Off the Rails has paid a little more. I don't know. All right, so at least we have a plan for getting some people out there. Now I'm hoping power. Yeah, we should be covered with power. Let's. Yeah, I think we should also talk about. Let's save. I hate to sell all of those cisterns. It's bothering me. I mean, I sold a good number of them, but I'm wondering if we shouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I have any road depot modded that's... No. Like, I don't have a mega road depot. I have the mega construction, but not the mega road. So why don't we put in, like, another road depot. Hopefully that wouldn't be in the way of anybody or anything. Well, I'm just going to give it a dirt road because the way I'm feeling. Right, and then you can get to work on that right away because then it's not like they're going to be in and out of this thing that often. Now, are we dropping off stuff? Yeah, it seems like it would be a better idea to drop off stuff to this, huh? I think that might have been one of the trucks we were just looking at, too. So you go to here, and then that gives us something else to do with another cistern, huh? All right. But I don't want you to load anything there. I want you to unload your bitumen. Wait. And then I probably should have kept that guy open, but we could really even do 2 bitumen trucks. Okay, they're all filled with bitumen at this point. That's kind of okay, isn't it? It doesn't matter. They're going to be getting more bitumen. I just don't want to grab them when they're all the way 3/4 of the way up to distributing. Get one on the way back would be better. I guess we could grab a gas one. Doesn't make too much difference. We have a gas one on the way back. Nah, they're all heading out there, which is kind of good. We'll just leave this open for a minute. And then when one of them is on the way back, we'll give him the new route. Hello, Vopi. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, nothing like a beta test to change people's minds. And I think these guys have been pretty good about not handing us a boatload of poop, to put it bluntly. A little friendlier for YouTube, you know. You know, like if they rush those things out, you end up with bugs. And it's like, yeah, you're happy the day that you get it, but the day after, you could be very frustrated if they break your map and all that, you know, whatever other... It was working fine before that dumb update they gave you. Yeah, ships will definitely be cool, especially like, say, in the beginning where you know, when you're trying to get things attached. I mean, the ship... You would think, well, I guess there's a cost of having to build all the way over here if you wanted a port there, but Yeah, it certainly will add a nice dimension to the game. That's for sure. More options, the better, for the most part. All right, so now, are we under control here, or is there something I'm missing? I guess we should probably take a look and just see how... We don't have anybody in there, but we're here with our clothes. And how are we doing here? And we should have a truck that drives back and forth, right? But he's just in here waiting. Yep. And then there shouldn't be anybody going to this one. And then we should have just this guy fired up here. Yep, and he's making fabric, and it should be going into this. Now, the fabric could also go into here, but I have it set for just corn. All right, and we don't really plan on taking fabric out of here. But we could if we drove all the way around and did that. Now, one of the things, the reason I'm saying that and thinking about this a little bit too is if we're going to do automobiles, would we do a whole separate fabric thing? Right? We have our farm over there and we'll have the chemicals over there. We could do a separate little fabric factory somewhere over that way. And we're going to have to bring the chemicals over this way anyhow for the plastics, and I think we also need them for like electronic parts. So to make a little fabric factory somewhere in between, really the fabric factory would make a lot of sense. Like say right in this spot, wouldn't it? I don't think it would fit there, but let's just take a quick look. Hello, Fox Gaming. How are you doing? Well, the cable cars I honestly don't understand as a transport thing. I mean, you know, it's like a sightseeing thing, I understand. And it's also for skiing. Like, are we going to have skiing in the game? So I'm not sure. Now, when you say cable cars, do you mean like street cars? Like they have a cable car, quote unquote, in San Francisco? But that's not really any different than what I call a trolley, which is, you know, a tram in the road, as opposed to the tram in this game, which just goes on regular railroad tracks. So I'm not sure what they mean by cable cars. Would I use them? I mean, again, the cable car thing kind of mystifies me because I picture somebody going in the Alps up to a certain little restaurant, like kind of resort area on a cable car. Like, I don't really see where that's what I would call. But again, am I wrong? And that what they mean by a cable car is like a street car like they would have in San Francisco, which is a trolley. And the way a trolley, and again, if you're British, it's a tram. If you're European, well, all bets are off on how you use the words. And even in America, by the way, like you go from one city to another and people use different, like we have a train, you know, that's elevated on railroad tracks in Philadelphia and they call it the L, you know, just because it's an elevated train. So, you know, I know people have it's very localized kind of thing. And I think it depends on, you know, whatever they called it when they were building the thing. Okay, so you'll have like a cable car that you could like put like across this divide here, maybe. Like, it seems like an odd thing. That's all. I mean, is it common even in Europe? I did distract myself here, wasn't I? Just gonna level out a spot a bit, kind of as much as I could, like this, and just I really doubt this would fit in there, but. Yeah, see, it's just not going to... And even if I did try to jam that in there, wouldn't really be able to attach the proper things to it. I mean, it might go out here if I leveled... Nah, it's not going to go there either. Oops, it kind of messed things up a bit, too. I'll just confirm it now that Yeah, it's too narrow. I mean, we could move that power, but I don't see... So we need to get our chemicals out of here. And we put a bus stop over here. And I'm wondering if we shouldn't just make a chemical train that maybe goes around here. Like we could just drive the chemicals over to here with a truck and put them in a train station. Right, like maybe make the train station a bit more up on the hill and then have like a road cargo station or two that they could bring. And then we could even, yeah, depending on how we wanted to do that, we could, yeah, I don't know, are we going to export the other stuff or would we just do it by truck? Like by that I mean the lumber. Stone, we would need to have a different kind of train station anyway. But we could get stone out of here onto a train reasonably easily, as long as we didn't make this too big in a sense, right? Like if we kept it close to where the output is there, we could have like another train one kind of getting up on a mountain a bit there. Hello, Radomir. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, well, that's very unique in my opinion. Not that my opinion, like, you know, just it's a unique way. But I guess, yeah, there's certainly no reason it wouldn't work, right? So I'm thinking I'm kind of leveling out a spot here. Oops, you know what? I want this tool, don't I? I don't want it to keep changing. That's one of the, it's a good and bad thing. If they were going to do that other leveling tool, I think that they should consider, or should have considered, a little bit more the fact, like the thing that's nice about this tool is that it holds the height, right? More or less. So see how I can hold the height right through there where the other one just sort of doesn't. And that's a big weakness to that other tool. I'm coming in here with the idea that I don't think I have to really go this way too far, so I won't get into that too much. That I would put a road. Right, and then I should be able to do a little road leveling there. And then we would have a couple. I'll just put this down for like spacing. All right, let's turn it so it's more or less perpendicular. It really doesn't like that. All right, let's level off the road a bit. Yeah, that road definitely ended up just enough different that I want to kind of jam this in because I don't want to have to level too much. Yeah, why is that? Huh. I never really noticed those two extra. See those two extra like dots right there? They're kind of, I don't know why they're there. Right, that could go as far as here, but that's pretty good, I think. I mean, there's a little more. Yeah, it's really, the road's not level, but that's all right. We could just we can level it out wherever we decide to put this. The big thing is that I think we have more or less enough level that we could then come up here, use this tool. Now, this is actually where building leveling might be a bit better. And a kindergarten is a fine size tool to just push into this hill a little bit. Let's switch back over to road. That's pretty good right there. And we can just sort of expand it. build it up. I didn't really want to build it up like that. All right, so there we go. So we're not going to be able to get a train station in there quite yet. But let's give it a shot. Because I think it's going to turn into red. Right. We got it. Remove the trucks from the farm. You mean like schedule a truck to go to a field and sit there and wait? Is that what you mean by can be scheduled? I thought I had tried that before, and there was some problem that we ran into. So in other words, the truck would just be sitting there. Like the truck, you know, like scheduling the trucks is awful awkward. I don't know that we need more farm efficiency right this minute. Not that that's a reason not to do your suggestion. We'll check it out like when I'm not in the middle of trying to get a railroad track out this way. Just want to take away a little more of this hill. Right, and unfortunately, when it comes to... that should give us plenty of run in, right? So we would put this guy, say, right here, and then hopefully we can get 2 of these in, right? We have to get a road off the back of that train station, just if nothing else for fire service. And then this one, they're not really in line, are they? It was turning red on me. I guess it's because of the level. And then we would do... yeah, I don't think that one will come out, but that's alright. We can do it. Alright, so we have plenty of trucks. And then these can go up like mountain goats. Alright, so our trucks can come in and bring in pretty much the chemicals, but if we did want to take lumber out by a train, we could set another lumber train on there. And that's the only things we'd really bring out of here. Like, well, yeah, we're not going to need wood anyplace. The only place we would need wood directly would be our chemical factories, which will be right here. And we'll have trucks coming from the wood into here and here, right? So we'll just have a truck that goes from here to here to here, or something like that. And then the lumber, which is just, in some ways, only over here because this is here, would be able to just take lumber into here if we wanted to go out by train, or of course they could go wherever else. Now, I really don't necessarily think a lumber map is going to be worth it. Yeah, and then as far as the stone goes, I think we'd be better off, if we ever did want to take stone out of here, maybe we could bring it over to here, but I think we'd be better off doing it with a conveyor, just past all of this stuff, and then maybe have another train stop out here where it made sense. Let's go from like here down the hill a bit and see. Let's sort of see where this lays out, right? Just take a little of that extra off there. Oops. I do that fairly regularly. Is that going to be red? No. All right, and then we could just have another train. It doesn't really matter too much. Now, you know, that might... Nah, that worked. Can we get a signal in there, though? Yes. Okay. As long as we can get a signal in there, that's good. Nope, that wasn't too good at the end there, was it? It's always amazing to me when you do something like this, how much you end up leveling. It kind of looked, you know, more or less flat to you. Yeah, let's just level this one out a bit. All right, like, you know, to me that it didn't look flat, but you know what I'm saying. It didn't look like I'd level quite that much. Oop, I missed. All right, let me read some of the comments here. Yeah, Radomir, going back to the cable cars, I can understand why it was a brief period of time. Kind of a, I don't know. Who knows whose idea it was? I shouldn't pick on it. It's, you know, it's interesting, and yeah, I will definitely use them in the game. I don't know if Foxy Cool is still here or not, but and hello, Steve. Merry Christmas to you as well. Yeah, that's I don't know. Cable cars I've never been a huge fan. I did ski in my lifetime, and so I have dealt with that. But the ski lift was never my favorite part of skiing. I'm not a big fan of heights, and I think in order to be a big cable car fan, I think you kind of need to be a fan of heights. Now, railroad bridges are much more expensive. Do we do a roadway bridge? And then just bring our railroads right across? That seems like it would be the smarter way if we start even having a traffic issue, right? So since I have been accused of liking bridges too much, we are just going to go straight on across for now with the idea that if it causes problems, it won't be that hard. Are we going to get that through that? I hope so. Oops. I think it will. No. Is it not going to go through there? We can always move it. And I don't know that this is the best place. I just sort of wanted to do straight. And it's not going to let me... Like, I was just sort of doing it so that more as a marker for future construction. Like, this is where the chemicals would come in. So these chemicals need to get over to here to go to the plastics at the very least. And then is that everything we kind of need over here? Now we're going to need power. Where is our closest? Yeah, see, I don't think that's going to... see, I wish it would connect to the... like the ones... But see, I don't think that's going to connect. That's walking. Yeah, see, it won't let me do it that way. So let's come here and see. Nah, it's not going to get to all of those. So we're going to need another power thing, huh? Committed our roads. Let's... It would be nice if there was a setting to just always have these be dirt roads. Yeah, you know what? I do want to keep that connected too. So then, yeah, I'd like to maybe. What do we have here? That's the Yeah, I'm thinking maybe right off, now that we already just built this. Cancel that wire. Need to go like this. All right. And then for now we'd come, let's keep it near the road there so that I can make that turn, I hope. Angle's too sharp. All right, so now we have power over to these. All right, now the other thing is, that's our fire station. Oh yeah, look at that. We're right in range. Oh, you know what, is that quarry? Yeah, that quarry's in the red there, so good. All right, let's take a look at the rest of the comments. Do it by truck. The comment came so long ago, I'm not sure what you wanted me to do by truck. Try to remove the trucks from the farm. Yeah, well, definitely would be willing to do that. Let me keep going with the design thing. So what you're saying is that, and I remember thinking about this, do we have a truck that's just sitting around? Not really. The problem I had with it is that, was it something like I couldn't assign the truck? I don't really want to take one out of here. Yeah, let me come back to that thought, though. Vupi, I'm definitely thinking about your idea there, because it would be an interesting thing to know about, if nothing else. And maybe we could even do it when we go to set this guy up, which shouldn't really be too long. I mean, these things are getting done, right? I don't know that we really need to fire them up. It's certainly, there's not going to be a big output or need for chemicals. No, well, we could fire the chemicals up because we could start using our own chemicals over here. All right, and even if we're getting the chemicals, so that's a good point too. If we're going to get chemicals into here, you know what, Steve? I just had a thought. You're the truck driver. You're partial to trucks. I see what's going on here. Yeah, so I see how you're trying to influence my decision making towards trucks. What I'm looking at is the chemicals could come into here, and I'm wondering if we don't just go like right across this way with them. Right? I mean, they're right there rather than having them come in. And then the other thing is, I really have kind of a mess here as far as how do I get, I mean, we have this sort of open area here. It's a bit hilly, but that can be taken care of, as you guys know. Right? Like this is sort of out to the main rest of the world. And then we sort of have a mountain right here. But I'm just sort of looking and saying, well, what do we do? Fine, I can get the chemicals over here, but if we want to export things or whatever from here, do we just do it by truck? Hello, Xavier. Welcome. Are you busy tonight? I appreciate you stopping by. And how is the fuel train doing? Well, the fuel train, I bet, is just sitting right here, sucking up. Really what I'm curious about is how is this tank doing? Good. Look, it's going up. Now, is this guy going up? No. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Right? And do you guys see why? Because we have no fuel in here, right? And we're filling up our oil tank before we're filling up the locomotive, which is perfect because that means really we should go ahead and buy a bitumen locomotive if hopefully it would work the same way, because oh wait, you know what, this is going up. Oh, because this got full. Perfect. Like, see, this is our domestic supply. I don't want this to run out because this is how we're getting fuel to all the gas stations. But it's perfect that this would fill this up first. You know, this tank up first before it filled the locomotive. So let's go ahead and buy another locomotive for bitumen, right? And if that works out the same way, that will be perfect. I'm very happy. All right, what kind of, let's make them the same exact train, just to be, so this is a DR class 119. And he's got how many tanks, since it seemed to work out pretty well? Is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tanks, I think? We'll go with that. So DR 119, and then cargo wagon. Yeah, I think we have the bigger tanks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There goes some money. And then, actually, I think we can just copy that route, right? And then instead of, oops, stop copying. Instead of picking up fuel, I want you to pick up bitumen. And then the other thing I would say is both of these, yeah, so that should be, so this is going to be our bitumen guy. Load and wait. Unload and don't wait for unloading bitumen. Now, you know, I'm going to leave it on all of them whenever they go to a custom house. And then let's do this. Let's assign them each. Like if we come here, like so when they get done at the customs house, I want this one to go to this track for bitumen, and I want this one to go to this track for fuel, just so that they don't sit there, because sometimes they get dumb and they sit right behind the other one even though they could have gone on the other track. But there we go, there you go, Steve. And just so you know, this will be, I think, our second exportation of fuel at that point. So let's get this guy started. This will be our second train to see if we got everything signaled right. All right, here comes this guy out into the world. Cool. I guess we could get rid of the wireframe for a minute. There we go. So the other question that I would have as far as being able to export anything would be steel, but we're doing so much construction that I think we're struggling to keep up with the steel at this point. So we're not going to be exporting steel. Now there's the other thing would be these mechanical components, which is sucking down some workers that it doesn't really need to. And the problem that we're having here with the steel tends to be inconsistency with our coal production. Like we don't really have that many people there producing coal. And I think it just has to do with this bus stop is perennially in a traffic jam situation. So there we go. So yep, there goes another truckload of oil, and then we should be constructing this, which is going to let us take some of the cisterns, hopefully the rest of the cisterns, so we just don't have to sell them. I'd already sold probably 10 of them, but I kind of hate to sell them. We'll need some more cisterns for places like this and wherever else. We'll build this gas station, right? So let's tell this guy he can do that. Yeah, these guys could really get the building. Yeah, he's auto finding roads. So let's make sure these two are busy beavers. Yeah, they're auto searching roads as well. We can get them to help out, make sure they're finding these things. Is that? Yeah, we can get them to build that bus stop. And then we have a bus stop in town that they could build as well. Can we get the roads there yet? No, not quite. But let's also demolish that, even though we put a little bit of materials in it. I don't know that I should have deleted that right away. So this will be, for those of you who joined a little bit later, this will be a large bus stop that we can mostly just take people to go to this bus stop, and I'm hoping that this bus stop will be enough for all of these people to get there. It might be a little bit too far away from here, but we're gonna see. Like if we come over here with our tool, see we're just not making it. And then the other thing, yeah, see it's well, it's gonna be like 300 and some. We would definitely need to maybe upgrade this road to a walking path road. Would make sense. Or do we just go with a walking path? Like as direct to that as we can, but I think we might end up with another bus stop or something to get our lumber thing going, which is less than ideal, but kind of just going to wait and see once we can hover over this and see where, yeah, see, I can't even get to this one, but let's go ahead and put in some footpaths. All right, we'll get them across the road. Can you go this way? Yeah, sort of. Well, before I build that, or even plan it, can I go? Yes. All right, that's a pretty direct shot. All right, and then we're just going to go on a wing and a prayer. Right, and they would have to walk the rest of the way. Well, if we're really close to seeing that they could walk there, we could make this a walking path. But I'm a little pessimistic. We may end up with a bus stop like somewhere closer. And then I'm pretty sure they will be able to get to this one, but they're going to need to be able to walk up. Yeah, you know what? I should have put that a little further off the road where I could get a... We go this way. Oh, okay. Yes, we can, but not right through the road. What is in the way? Yeah, I don't like that. Let's just go this way. And make that as direct as we can. Right, and then we need to get them. And see, we're not. I mean, we could build like a whole bridge over here, but it's a shame. And you know, there's some things I would like more than cable cars, and one of them would be like a footpath bridge. But see, like we can't get a footpath through here, which would really be nice. That's a. So the question is, are they better off going around and down or over here? What's the existing? Oh, we've got this thing in the way. Well, yeah, see, they can't cut through here. Oh, look, our one chemical plant's done. Yeah, so I'm guessing... Yeah, let's... Right, and I'm kind of nervous about them getting to that one as well. Come on. Okay. What is right there? Is it this building causing me to have to go all the way around like that? Okay. Let's try it from this other... There's got to be something else right here. Oh, it's that pipeline. Okay, well that's fair enough. Go right through here. Really? Don't make me delete that pipeline. Oh, see, it'll go through. All right, go through here. Yeah, I really would have thought it would have gone through that spot, but okay. All right. Yeah, it's... Yeah, you know, you really... I guess it's because that's sloping down. I don't know. So hopefully that works. If not, like I said, I'm a little bit pessimistic about them getting up to this. This, I think, we might get it. But let's see, who knows? We might end up with a bus stop right here doing these two, which would be fine. All right, there we go. So now we have walking paths in. All right, what do we need? Let me read some more. Oh, there haven't been too many chats, which is okay. All right, so you guys have any opinions about, did I miss something? Like we did check on the firehouse, should cover all of this. We've got our bus stops in the works, I hope. And we've got, yeah, you know what, these guys, there and there. You know, I was over here and I wanted to assign them. Yeah, help with that road if you didn't. I don't think they're going to find that on their own. All right, so that will get the chemicals going. And then the question is, do we come out here? I think it would be worth, even though I have this built here. And you know what? The chemicals, yeah, I really wouldn't want them. The crops come into here, but is it going to be possible to get? Nah, see, we have these road. So what I was thinking of is the chemical train could come back out here, but then I wouldn't necessarily want them going on the other track. All right, so this would just be a chemical train for the other. And then I don't necessarily want these guys crossing, so I think I would put in a bridge here, just because that is a passenger line. And I would like to maybe take it, start it over this way, where I think... Yeah, and this is already up on a hill, so we might be able to get away with two. No. Okay. As soon as I went to 3, it worked. So even though we're up on a bit of a hill here, let me just go up to 3. Oh, it's not a signal. It's going to be too close. 1, 2, 3. All right. Angle of connection's too sharp. What? Oh, okay. You know, let's go. I think we might be able to get another train track through there if we ever wanted to. Okay, that's all the way on the ground. Yeah, good. At least it's a semi-symmetric looking bridge and a little bit curved into the turn there. One of my better curved attempts. Definitely think I'm going to want wireframe tool on. Alright, and where are we going to? Sort of avoiding that hill a bit. They would need to come in and out. Now, I'd really like to have, if we're going to have 2 separate chemical trains, I'd like to have enough run-in for them. So I actually wouldn't want to do that. I think I'd want to like come off here, right? So that a train could sit here. And then the other thing we'd probably want to do, yeah, because I think we really do kind of want 2 chemical trains. Let's get rid of this. To like there, and then bring this in like that, right? So we could have 2 trains sitting there. Yeah, and then we could come off this way. All right, because this train would just be designated to that stop. All right, that one could just come into there. This one, No, that wouldn't work. This one needs to be able to come back out. Yeah, but you know what? Maybe we would do that. Like, all right, so this would... Oh, no, this would just be a single train track. But that's how we would do it if we ever wanted two trains coming over here, to which we never will. Right? So yeah, if we were going to have that kind of setup for two trains coming in here, we really could do the same thing over here. Right? Like, rather than even have them attached, we would just do something like this. Does that make sense? So that, you know, this, whatever chemicals are dropped off would go to one direction or the other, but not both. And then, yeah, it looks like there's just like one bit of a steep part here. Really? Can I do this? Yes. Okay, let's... I actually want to push this down this way. See, like, the best way I think about this is like spreading icing on a cake or something like that. Not that I've ever spread icing on a cake very much, but I pretty much imagine that's what it would be like. Right? So there we go. So this would be to get chemicals to go into here. Now we could also theoretically send them out into the rest of the world, but then we would have to have a little crossover here. So let's just see. I don't know why we would send them out to the rest of the world at this point. And again, this really we don't need at this moment. Good. And then this, yeah, does this even need to be a double track? I'm not so sure. I don't really picture us getting that many chemicals out of these two plants. But we'll see. See what happens. All right. Now, I haven't been avoiding this, but just because I wanted to get more of this taken care of. But now we have the other construction, which I would picture over here will be our manufacturing of all of the, like, to get to cars, basically. So what else do we need to, like, get to the cars? Sorry about that. The phone rang. I had it on quiet, but it still rang. As a matter of fact, I need to go. You know what? Hold on for one more minute. Sorry about this. Sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, was thinking about manufacturing cars over in this end of the world. So I'm not sure what you guys think of all of that, but yeah, we should be in pretty good shape. Yeah, we could almost get our gravel going if we had power going up here. Yeah, we need to get... Let's see if these guys can start doing some of that construction. Well, they got plenty to do, don't they? Yeah, there's a bunch of roads that still need to be built. I would like to get these assigned so I don't forget. I like to forget to do them because you can't really see them. And then I guess the other thing to do is just to commit to some of this other stuff. Should probably delete the little end off of this road. I don't think we're going to send a road over that way. In particular, let's commit to our footpaths. We might as well do the conveyors and the factory connections. Nice. Yeah, so we just did that one. Yeah, we have to get these pipelines all built too. There's a lot of work. Quite a bit of things to get built still. And I don't need to assign them all because I don't think we have that much steel at this moment. All right, so what are we going to do over here? So this would be a single plastics factory. Let's go take a look at construction production line, vehicle production line. So we need plastics, check. Mechanical components, check. Fabric. Do we make a separate fabric factory? And if we did, we would need to get corn over to here if we made a separate fabrics factory. We could do it by truck, as Steve might say. Or we could put in another train station for the corn. Yeah, I don't know if we could even fit one in right here. Yeah. No, I could have just a tiny bit off. Now we could move those fields. Yeah, that field could definitely get moved over. But we'd still have to take the corn into a truck and then over there. Now if we don't do it, that's going to add a good amount of traffic to this. And we could do like a fabric factory like over here and then use this track to get the fabric into. What do you guys think of that idea? All right, so we could have a chemical train that came in here. Is that getting too close to town? It's kind of getting on the borderline of too close to town. But we could keep it over here. And then we could just have the corn trucks, you know, come in this side of it. Yeah, I mean this thing is well established with its. Yeah, see, I don't think that would be too close to town. I'm thinking of expanding the town out this way, but I still think that would be far enough. I don't know if you guys have an opinion about that. And then we could do like another train cargo station. Yeah, maybe even like this, where the road could go that way. Is that square? Right. Then we'd have to have like a whole bus stop and everything, but we could get the corn and the chemicals in. I won't design it out. I'll get your guys' opinion about it. Now, how do we... I think that would be okay, as long as we leave it far enough away that this connection would work. Yeah. And then on the other side, we'd have road cargo. Right, and that's where our corn would come in, and our... Yeah, you know what, if we did this a little different... Well, we could have a... Right, because that train could just... It doesn't have to loop around and through. If we did this, would that be... Right, and then the train could come... Yeah, the only thing I'm not liking about that... The train could come here... is it might clog up the road. Right, and I don't necessarily just mean... I just mean the fact that if there was ever a train not sitting there, that could be a problem. Now this would be the way back out, so then we would have to have, let's leave enough room for a signal. Too sharp? Little less. Really, that's too sharp. I guess is it because it's on? It started on a turn. Yeah, I would have thought I could have made that. Yeah, I mean, either way, it's going to have to cross, right? I don't know what you guys think. Oh, yeah, look, that's ugly right there. Yeah, it's just really not liking starting that on a turn. Yeah, you know what I'm thinking of is I sort of deliberately rode that long. See, the problem I have with that is that if that train's long, it can stick out. Right? I don't really want it causing a problem of stick out. I also don't want it to... Oop, no, not that kind of... Yeah, let's just sort of make it as long as we can this way to where we're pretty sure it wouldn't interfere with a road bridge, right? And then we just do this. I think we can dive right back into that other one. Right, just to make sure we can make a signal. Oh, can we get a signal in? Oh, come on. Yeah, we could. Right there. All right, so that way if we did put a road bridge, it wouldn't make the road bridge that much more challenging to try to build or cause us to build the road bridge further over this way. So there, we could get fabrics in and out. And then this one, you know, we could have kind of the same thing with no limitations on when it would need to connect and where. Maybe we just dive it back in. I don't picture any more than one chemical train. So that's 3 chemical trains. Because then we have to have another chemical train coming over to the plastics. Which I don't think we would make the town any bigger than this. So these trains coming in this way would be pretty good, I think. Does that sound reasonable to you? And then I did try to make everything where we could service it with one road. Even though we don't... Yeah, this could come right off of there. Right, maybe not ideal, but it doesn't... Yeah, I don't really think we'd... This would be where the fabric would come back out. And then this could come down this way. I don't know that we need paved roads here, but... But the corn could come in, and however many corn trucks we wanted could sit in here, feed corn into it. We could have a chemical train sitting here, feeding chemicals into it. Hopefully we would have enough chemicals. And then, again, I don't picture us needing a ton of fabric. We really don't need much fabric. This is probably like way overkill for the manufacturing, the amount of manufacturing of cars that we would be doing. All right, and then I guess we'll need more power over here since I'm sure we don't have it. Which is probably an excuse to rebuild some of this before it's necessary, right? Like, what is this guy powering at this point? Well, he is powering semi-important things. So what I'm thinking of is, if we need to get power here, we would put maybe a switch over here. And then are we going to have enough power for all of this? That's probably another really big question that needs to be answered. Yeah, and see, this guy just wouldn't cover those. But he is covering this whole area, so really... I'm just thinking about putting them further up this way than not. Now this can catch fire, so we don't want it to be too far away from our... Yeah, maybe we just put it right in the middle. Maybe on this side, even though it's going to be a bit redundant with that other guy. And you know what, I'm going to build him so he doesn't... I guess he can attach the road. I think I'm actually just going to get rid of all of these. At this point, we're just making a gravel road. Yeah, even this last little bit here could be a gravel road, but the rest I'd kind of want paved since it goes to a factory. And then, yeah, I guess we need another bus stop here. Not that kind. Let's do this small. Flip it around. Yeah, I don't... Well, we could... Yeah, we could put it right there, huh? Is there any reason we wouldn't? Right, and then that means we'd end up really wanting these to be, at least this much of it to be a paved road. Get a footpath. And that footpath we'll have to just purchase because it won't be attached to any kind of a road. We'll worry about that when the time comes. Sound pretty reasonable? It keeps getting more and more complex, doesn't it? Do you guys have any opinions? Is the chat broken? I haven't heard from anybody in a while. I'm assuming it's not broken. Sometimes it does actually like hang up. If I click on the screen, that usually clears it without having to hit F5 or anything. All right, so let's go back to here and see. So we've just checked off. So really, it's just electrical components and mechanical components. Or I mean, electrical components and electronics, which I think is in various, right? Plastics. Yep. Electrical components is going to need steel and plastics, and then this is going to be mechanical components and plastic. So we have mechanical components and steel over this way. We don't really... I'm not sure how much... No, we do have a road that comes right up to there, don't we? A little bit of stuff in the way, but I don't think there's any reason we couldn't, at least in theory. Get a road that would do a little leveling just to get past these tracks. And then we have to... Yeah, I think we'd get rid of this for the moment. Alright, and that would get us... Now, the problem is if this building catches on fire... We don't really have a way to get in there. Alright, so let's see. Now we needed plastics for the one thing. So how would we get plastics? I don't want things crisscrossing too much. Let me take, let's have a think again. Alright, so as far as what we need the mechanical components into this production line. We need the mechanical components. Yeah, it kind of would be nice if they were all on the same. In the electrical. Yeah, we need that for the electronics. We need the plastics in both of these. Let's see. I'm thinking of, this is our plastics. This would be, well, this is just a road cargo station. Yeah, we don't really have rail coming over here. What would we need in the plastics? Oil and chemicals. So this is, if we were to do this with trucks, that does make things a lot simpler in a respect. But what I'm wondering is can we get at least these two hooked up to a factory or a warehouse? Yeah, we'd want to do it like this way, I think. Still here? Good. Cool. Yeah, Blender is an extremely powerful tool. I just watched a video. Yeah, we need to level out a little bit more, I think. We need a bulldozer. Yeah, that's... You know, we really could probably use... It really might not hurt to have another construction office up this way. All right, well, let's just plop this down, even though we know we're going to have to destroy these buildings, just to get a think about it, right? Yeah, I'd really rather wish... I wish there was a version of this with the road on the other side. I mean, not that this isn't okay, but it's going to be a little weird getting the road around. But I wanted the one with separated, so let's... like, in other words, these are going to be a little further separated when it comes to trying to do the next step, which will be getting various. All right, let's see, what does this guy look like? Well, he could come in this way. No, he would be better. Yeah, I can't get this guy to go green. I'm not going to be able to put him in until we get... Oh, look, there we go. All right. I don't even know if this is a good spot, but it's... Oh, did he leave? Yeah, why did you stop leveling? Look, he's not leveling. He's broke. Yeah, see, it's... So if we were to get that guy where that thing could attach, what would it look like to do this one? Yeah, you know, like that might not be bad, because if we could get that guy to attach right here, then I might be able to do another warehouse here like this, or some, you know, this doesn't have to be exact, but like over here where, let's see what this guy looked like again. This is made a lot harder if you can't actually level. Alright, so if the electrical guy, no, we would want him, yeah, I would need him to be able to put out, well, we could do something like this. What I'm trying to do is see if I can't get this to, yeah, I need an electrical one that's, like, could I get that factory connection? Maybe I'm just trying too hard, but then that could be our electronics out warehouse. I hit the wrong button. Right? Like, and then, yeah, somehow I think we could make that work. Like the electronics out warehouse, which would be right here, electrical components, I mean, would feed right into somehow the electrical components into the electronics. Right? So like somehow I would get this guy attached to the warehouse. So electrical components would feed into this guy, which needs electrical components, mechanical components. So we would have like then a mechanical components warehouse out here somewhere that would then be able to feed into both of these. Like on the other side of the mechanical components would be this guy. who would also need the electrical components. So if like this guy could sit down in here, he might even be able to feed off of the, well, see, or am I just trying to jam it all in too much? Yeah, I might be just jamming in a little bit too much. So maybe the mechanical components ends up here. And if we could attach them to one of those, that would be kind of lucky. But I think we might just be better off trucking. Wouldn't be that big a deal to get trucks out of some of these places. Or even a train, if we really wanted to. Yeah, Blender is definitely hard to learn. I need my leveling equipment if we're going to do this. But we got a lot of stuff planned. I mean, we really don't. I'm kind of racing ahead for whatever reasons, just because that's what I do, right? I mean, but we probably should slow down with the designing. What do you guys think of that? Does that sound like a good plan for getting, automobiles going? And yeah, we could I think maybe just relax. Let's even turn off the wireframe for a minute. We don't have nearly enough people to do all this stuff anyway. Even if we started doing everything we ever wanted, we're not going to have enough people in our town. So let's just go take a look at our population, and we're at 8,000. Now, is that really up? We didn't really look at the beginning. This year, oh, look, we're getting escapes. Uh-oh. Getting a lot of escapes this year. Recently? Yeah. Something's going on. Somebody's not happy. Well, these people all seem happy. I've really been fighting with escapes, haven't I? Now, is it because they're plus 21? Like, are all these... No, there really wouldn't be any plus 21s, this being the problem. No kindergarten. Yeah, it's definitely... These kindergartens are really an issue. Now, is it because nobody's working here? No. I just put in more kindergarten there. I mean, you would think that would probably be enough kindergartens, but... And would they really escape because you had no kindergarten? I'm thinking maybe we should put up another kindergarten over here, that we don't really have the perfect road for that. Oh, you know what? That road's not attached. So we're definitely going to need kindergarten over here, right? This is a school. Yeah, if we ramp this up, I think I may just lay down 2 kindergartens right in a row here. And we could get them to walk across to go to work, right? Let's just lay out 2 of these guys. Let's level out. Yeah, the wireframe's going to come in very handy here. Right, and then we'll have them go down to that road somehow. As a matter of fact, maybe we should just... The walking path can be steep. Maybe we should level this, or unlevel what I just raised up. I think that'll be plenty close for most of them. But I will try to jam it in as far as we can, just so that we can get it. Alright, so we'll do 2 kindergartens. You know what? We're gonna very carefully. Yeah, I'd rather. I think we can get the. Won't let you place the building, but once the building's in, yeah. See, it does kind of stick off. I don't want to. You know what? We want a footpath. All right. Let's see. Did that get? Yeah, this guy can still get out here, and then we put. Really don't even necessarily need a road here, but you don't like that. We'll go take a look at the other town, but I have a feeling that this That snuck right by there, didn't it? Yeah, look. Yeah, no, I want you to... Yeah, look at this. I think you're just sort of buried, buddy, aren't you? Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get that to attach. Well, hopefully it doesn't burn down. If it does, we'll just have to kind of relocate it a bit. Though the worst part about it burning down is I probably won't notice. Oh. Deleted too much. Usually it doesn't delete that much. I think that was a bit of a glitch. Yeah, and I think that would get them there, right? So let's get this. Yeah, they're a little bit far away, but I think they'll be able to reach. And then these guys should be auto-finding those roads, right? No, not yet, they didn't. Yeah, do the roads and footpaths. Now again, I don't know if that's the reason they're escaping. If anybody has an idea. Yeah, that you're absolutely right. And hey, Pietro, welcome. Welcome back. I didn't know you were here. I'm sorry. But I'm glad you're back, nonetheless. I must have missed your chat. It does happen. Well, what happens to me too is like, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but the chats happen in big spurts. So I like at times I just get used to like you guys chatting once every 5 minutes, so I don't really look over there that much. And the next thing you know, I look up and there's a bunch of chatting going on, and sometimes I just don't notice that one person saying hello necessarily for some reason, and especially if it's like up the list now a little bit. So, but anyway, welcome back, Pietro. Yeah, we definitely need way more services. So, yeah, and they're complaining about no kindergartens around. Which I wouldn't think that would be a reason to escape, right? Like, so maybe they're not escaping from here, but, you know, we gave them a little more TLC nonetheless. No kindergarten, without a job. Are they just not happy if they don't have a job? Will they leave for that reason? You wouldn't think. I mean, it's a socialist society. You don't actually have to ever work if you don't want. I mean, I guess we could force people at gunpoint to work, but you get the idea. No sport. Yeah, so we're definitely not liking the no sport thing, which, yeah, is kind of understandable with the one sport that we have. And, you know, the other thing is we get updates and we don't look. Yeah, they're definitely very unhappy about the sports thing. Okay, well, we can give them a tennis court or two or something. We probably need to get a construction office go. Our money's not really doing that great, is it? Can we get one in here? Yeah, look at that. Even with 2 roads auto-attached. Or 2 footpaths. You know what? Let's do some soccer. Football. Whatever you want to call it. Look, though, they did call it football on here. So are they using American English or are they using European English? Yeah, you know what? We're gonna buy in a construction crew because we could just use one. Or no, do we have these people? Oh yeah, no, you know what? We're done with this. How are we doing on our... Well, that's something else I completely kind of forgot about. We did all that fancy signaling last week, and yeah, so we just have 2 more work on this and this. Yeah, that's, well, then we don't have to electrify it, but there we go. So that'll be done. I'm not sure what all this does for us, but it made me feel good when I designed it. Sort of like the way it looks and its functionality, right? But are they really going to take advantage of all of this type thing? But we'll see. Well, I mean, I don't know how smart they are. It's not the flaw in my design, it's the flaw in their intelligence. So yeah, let's move these guys all back over here. And then they could start working on some stuff over this way. Let's see. How many open halls? We only have one. So we'll set the excavator. He'll just drive over here. Yeah, the food and meat is definitely something you don't want to ever have stop. So let's, let me go shift this guy into here. I don't know if I needed to do that. I think could I have just done it in here? I don't know that we really need 2 buses. Alright, so we'll get these guys shifted over. And then I think... Oops. Yeah, it's just these 3. And they don't really have much in the way of dumpers, do they? I mean, we got a few extra mixers, but... And then we should be done. Yeah, we're done this. So let's get some more of these if we can intercept them. Give us something to do for a few minutes. All right, related vehicles. Yeah, are you waiting with stuff in you? Well, this one is, but you're not. Yeah, so why don't you head to here because you don't have anything in you. This guy we're gonna have to let him do. This guy won't have anything in him because he's heading back. All right, so there's a few more cisterns. And you're waiting. And you're waiting, but you're gonna not wait after you get that. All right, good. So that's a few more cisterns off of that route. We did have a lot of cisterns. See, these are all heading out. All right, so what we should probably do is just shrink these down, and then whenever we see them with this building not in route to the station, as opposed to with this route as a station or whatever. All right, so let's yeah, we know you're missing a lot of stuff. Let's just get them doing the footpaths. Oh, look at that. Oh, look, they did a little dirt footpath. Yeah, you know what? I probably should consider dirt footpath more often. And then I was going to put another one down here somewhere. But I sort of wanted to level it out and wait till we got a dumper or an excavator over here. And then we could build this for whatever reason. Yeah, well, that would make some sense if we ever started making electrical components. So we could get our mechanical components guys probably driving back and forth for like the last decade. Now, what is this guy? Oh, construction office. Yeah. Oh, he's going to get fuel. All right, so we'll just have to wait at least till that excavator gets over here, which will be the last one. And then we'll get this. Is there any other place that's a little lower hanging fruit to get a sports? Could we get a, well, we got tennis over here, but we get another one right there? Oh, button. No, we could probably put one here, though. We really need to be able to excavate a little bit. And do we even have a bulldozer? And then this is guys completely jammed up with... Can we assign them to a... No, they won't go to work for a... But we could assign one of these guys. Yeah, that's what we could do. Is there, you know what, we don't need 2 covered halls. But you know what, I think I'm going to send this guy all the way over to here, and we can try the experiment with the trucks. Could we just assign a truck to go pick up a field? Alright, so you go over to there, and that'll free up a spot. Where I could... Yeah, we got 2 dumpers. I really hate to build... I hate to buy a bulldozer. Do we have one around? I'm willing to wait for him to drive over there. It seems like I always have extra bulldozer. That's an extra... No, I think I've been pretty slim on buying the bulldozers over here. So let's just go ahead and do it. So that we have one. Yeah, wherever we're at. Can we get the big American bulldozer? Oh no, we have no American money. NATO money. There we go. Alright, so now we have a bulldozer. Can we just level that out a little bit? Yep. Yeah, and this guy's auto doing anything anyway. There we go, 2 more footpaths. So what are we missing? Oh, the excavator. There he comes. Cool. We off the rails? Yes, I think you're absolutely right. The sports would be more important to their happiness. The thing that I'm not understanding, in the past, it always seemed that the happiness was very much the important thing. Like, I don't think that they'll escape just because they don't get any sports if they're otherwise happy. So what I'm confused about is why I've been getting so many escapes and people seem to be completely happy. So, Steve, that feeds right into your question, or at least my thoughts on your question. Oh, well, there you go. Why aren't we happy? Where are we escaping from? Why are we so unhappy? No sports. I mean, you got sports right out front. I mean, why can't... Oh, because it's just not enough for this... megalopolis, is it? Well, there's the answer to your question as to where they're leaving from, and there's the thought that I had, is that they're just not happy. Pub, tavern, kindergarten, no sport. They really are just not getting enough of their... No meat. Why is that? Because we just don't have any shoppers. Let's assign people to work specifically in sports and the school. All right, and then, yeah. Yeah, so now the question is this a big enough shopping center for all those people? Like, and is it just a matter of, it really seems weak to me that you would have to assign people to go work in these places like that. And then I probably should, and I do wish we could break this down a little bit more, because I'd like to get a few more of them right to the shopping center. I'm going to go a little extra high with this and say school, kindergarten. So a few less to the football field. Like, it seems awful micromanagey that they wouldn't prioritize going and working in the shopping center, because that's probably the kind of thing that might have just happened to us. All right, so let's see if we, now that we prioritize that one building, but the problem I have with that is that it's a lot of people that are prioritized now to work in those places, so that they go and work other places. Let's take our chances and relocate a bunch of people into here. So hopefully they'll go work and we'll get plenty of sellers. Good. And then we're purchasing all the stuff just in case we don't have it in there. Now we should have trucks with the things that we do produce, though we're not producing that great a quantity. So my question will be, now that we assign those, do they go to the other places? Because there's no kindergarten. Yeah, see, nobody's really told to staff the kindergarten. So why don't we... No one lives there. Well, that's a bit of an issue. Yeah, why don't you staff the kindergarten and the university? And you're too far away. And then why don't we do you the school, and we'll take you off of the school. And then we'll do you to the firehouse. Can I squeeze through there? No. The firehouse. All right, we really don't even need that many. I wish I could turn it down to less than that percentage. So I haven't really ever micromanaged them I mean, not ever, but I haven't really ever tested their micromanaging to that degree. So let's see if we can't. There seems to be a fair number of people over here, and we'll just take a few more out. They all seem highly educated. Oops, I got lost too far. All right, we'll put a few more in here. That will also prevent plus 21-year-olds, and then yeah, they're not going to get a pub, and they don't have any church here. So, yeah, to answer your question too, Steve, I think a church wouldn't hurt, or I don't know if you can assign a bus to go to the church, but yeah, and I'm not 100% sure what the breakdown was over here, other than if they just didn't go to work enough. Right? Is it just because I didn't auto-assign those that the whole system broke down? Because we're auto-purchasing here. There's no reason they wouldn't get that. Or is it just because they really are that unhappy because they didn't get sports? Yeah, the sports are so limited. Oh, you know what? Do we not? No, we have people assigned. Why aren't you going to work? Ah, you know what? We don't have a footpath. Oh, yeah, we do. Yeah, see, it's the other thing I think that happens. Yeah, we can't increase it at all. Max of 1. They need a bigger sports facility, in my opinion. Just because it's ridiculously small that only that few people could go in there, and you like, just if nothing else, like I think when one staff leaves, it takes a minute for the next staff to come in, so it should at least have like 2 staff as a possibility, I would think. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see how their happiness goes with this limited amount of sports that they're going to get. And the culture, do we have? No, we don't have. I think we need to. Where's the tennis court? So we're going to take this guy off of football. That's the other thing. We really should be able to assign more to these. Right, we'll make those about even with the other ones. Maybe a few extra to the fire station. And then we'll take this one and assign him to also go to here. And we'll assign more to the kindergarten and there. And I definitely think we're going to need more kindergarten. Let's do 2 kindergartens and a school on the other side. All right, so we'll do this is going to be a little... No, it's a pretty square building, actually, isn't it? Well, we could probably get it... Yeah, see, and then they have that little extra dot. I don't remember that little extra dot being there. Yeah, we're not going to really... Right, if we wanted a road to come out like straight this way, which I think we would in the long run. I don't think we're going to get another kindergarten in there, but we could put one on the other corner. Maybe decorate right there. Let's see if we can... Yeah, see, that's not going to fit. But we could do that. Now, is this... construction's not suspended. They just haven't gotten to it. Right? So these guys should... yeah, we could use another construction office over here. I didn't want to build one until we were a little bit certain about which direction. But we're not going to put... I don't think we can put any more people over this way because we're going to do all this industry. So why don't we put another construction office... and maybe even a gas station over here. We're going to have to level out a little bit off the road. All right, actually probably turn them this way. He could be fairly close to town. I don't think we'd put anything on the other side of that. All right, and let's just go up this way so we can get a gas station in before I build this building and clog things up. All right. So then we'll just, that's just not going to hurt when it comes to constructing down this way. And when this guy gets done building some of their stuff over here, we can have them jump over. There we go. We got a few more sports. It won't hurt people over here, but that's not the reason they were escaping. And I'm kind of finding it hard to believe that sports is the reason they were escaping over here, but we will see. I'm thinking it's just that they weren't going to work where we needed them. It just probably snowballed a bit. Yeah, pub tavern. See, like they can be without a pub tavern, and when you start on a non-populated map, you just don't even have churches as an option, and there's no church as an option to build here either. So, you know, that's sort of a problem. Now, there's no hospital. Why is there no? Didn't we build a hospital over here yet? I was going to build a hospital. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, maybe we just keep going over this way with this stuff. But I certainly don't have an issue with getting a hospital over here if I go to the right button. Now that we're pretty much established, that is. No, I thought we had a... No, I guess we didn't. I'm playing too many video games these days. I don't know whether I have a hospital or I don't. Yeah, you're not gonna... You're not going to attach by road there, are you? Let's just see if that... Well, no, I do want a hospital attached by road, though. Because... Matter of fact, yeah, we probably don't need or want that footpath. Right, because we'll just have them walk in the other way. And if we did put another footpath, it would come off the other way. And if it wasn't a hospital where we would put ambulances, I wouldn't worry about the road. We would have maybe tried the experiment of just attaching the footpath. All right, so let's commit to... Well, let's suspend this. So I do want that road there because I'm thinking the next set of houses go in here. So we should probably even talk about... Well, let's just see. Let's just see what happens as this ramps up. Hopefully we stopped. I mean, are people seem reasonably happy considering they just got thrown in the buildings? Yeah, it's... I mean, they certainly should be able to get... I mean, there's only these 6 houses when it comes to over here, and then, you know, let's just look over here. Yeah, I mean, they can get to... This is the little shopping center. Now, this would be a bigger concern over here. Let's make sure we have people living here. Now, if we leave this on 100%, I'm assuming that they're not all going to try to go there, right? Like they'll actually, you know, just however many can work here will go to work there. And so, like, my concern here will be is that we only have this little shopping center, and then we have this shopping center. And see, we don't have that many sellers, so maybe we can get, like, these people to also go to work here. Right, I'm sort of hoping that it doesn't imbalance everything, like when we have 300 people all trying to work into one little shopping center. But that could definitely be it. Like, you notice, as many people as we have over here, we don't have that many sellers. So, and then as far as that goes, can these guys get there? Yeah, see, they can get there. It's a long walk. And this has been established for a long time. This one was a little bit tight on getting to something. I think it was like the school or something. Right. Well, but they can get to the school. I don't know. There was something about this. Oh, they couldn't get to the university. That's what it was. And they can't get to the hospital. Right. But they seem fine, even though... See, that's the other thing, too. Like, they can't walk to that hospital. Or no, these guys can't walk to that hospital, but they're still fine, right? Like they consider themselves happy with their coverage. So this person must just need an ambulance to come out to them. Now, are our ambulances all busy? We could kind of up our ambulances. They certainly seem pretty busy, don't they? We'll just buy the cheapest ones. We'll buy 2 more. Right, yep, and out they go. Both of them right away. And then we'll get this hospital built over here. Yeah. We only have 1 staff. And that's sort of a problem, too. 2 staff. But I do agree. Like, I don't even know if you ever need them at full. For any, like, normal sized town, you really don't need those as full. There we go. We're getting some staff in there. Good. As long as it's enough. We only have 3 students, like you said, so we'll take that down to 30 so that I don't forget. And then we really don't have that many people over here. I wasn't really trying to fire this all up until we got, you know, like, more of this ready to go, which really... we need to... Let's do these... those power lines, and then we might as well... I think we're pretty happy with those railroad tracks, right? We're not going to be building them anyway, but you guys can see what's going to happen. Yeah, we do need to talk about getting a construction... No, they could come in and out of here and start building. Right? All we'd have to do is get them... I don't think there's any other real trains that come on here, so we could probably just can assign one, and this is two-way. So we should be able to just assign this guy to start building here. All right, I think he can get back and forth, and like I said, there's no one else is really going to go over there. We might consider how we start building this one at some point in the future. Let's get that guy marked. Cool. Yeah, so we're really kind of actually pretty close. Now we sent this other truck. Did it? I hope it didn't have stuff in it. Here. So what was the problem that I was thinking of? Like, so the suggestion is that you could say unload anything or load anything there and then take it to here. It would be the opposite, but all right, so load corn. And then unload here. I like to do this even though I know I don't need to. Yeah, I guess you could just have it done this way. I don't know if it would be... Yeah, it's really fighting me the whole way, isn't it? Yeah, why didn't I think this would work before? So you could say maybe do like that, right? Where you would have two trucks, and then the problem would be the stuff would get left on the field if both of those fields were getting harvested, but then you would put 6 trucks onto here, and then you would have more equipment, and you wouldn't necessarily need to do it to all the fields, would you? Well, yeah, you would, because then what would stop the other trucks from coming in there? Or can only one truck wait there? Is that sort of how it would work? Yeah, so let's try to set this up. You think I need to assign resources to the construction office? They ain't. What construction office? Do you mean? Well, these guys have pretty much run out of things assigned that they're... You can help out with that and that. And they're really working on... All right, we need to get these roads done into there, and then... So this is just too far away for them to find these things on their own. Like, so even if I they are auto searching here, but they're not finding all of this stuff because I think it's just a bit too far away. But Steve, which one did you mean wasn't getting built? And these are, I think it's... All right, is there other things? There we go. It's quite a bit for them to do. So you mean this construction office? I mean, this one's assigned stuff. I'm not sure which one you would mean. Oh, you know what? You know what? That would have been a good time to see if this actually worked. And I'm not really doubting that it's going to work. I'm just skeptical, which is doubting. But I'm skeptical. All right, so if we just start, and then this would wait, and then wait, right? Now, what if he's waiting in the 1? Or would you have to do like 12? Like if he goes to wait in the 1, he might be waiting forever. Does that make sense? Or is it just the fact that they'll be helpful? And then maybe you do want to leave a few trucks in here. Oh, look, we don't even have full trucks and stuff anyway, do we? We probably didn't have much money the last time we looked at this. Yeah, so we have... Let's get another tractor. Alright, this is the fastest one. And then let's get another combine at the very least. And then, yeah, so we only have 3 trucks, and then let's sort of see what happens with having put that other truck on this assignment. Now, do we just not have them wait? Is that it? Or do we assign them... Oh, geez, I can't even see the bottom. Oh, yeah, look, we're not really getting the stuff off the fields anyhow. Look at all that. Good Lord. Yeah, so our farm... Well, and then, you know, here's, to be honest, the reason I wasn't too worried is that we really haven't been using that many crops to be too excited about super-duper efficiency of the farm at this point. And we don't really have the people to really... And the power. At some point, we're going to have to talk about more power plants. Because I don't think we have quite enough of them. And we can import power, of course, but... Yeah, so let's see. I'm kind of wanting to take this guy off a weight here and here. Yeah, let's just have him drive back and forth in that loop. And if he helps, he helps. And if he doesn't, we'll kind of learn. Yeah, there he goes up here, I think. You think the one I moved? Do you mean like when I moved all those people over? Well, I mean, this guy... is assigned. Is this the one I moved? I'm not sure. Like this one had stuff assigned, but there's nobody living there anymore. So this is the one I moved it to. No, I think this is just the inefficiency of the game. Because actually I think, well, they're all done their assignments now, right? Or no, you know what? Why are we not building this one? Or what is this? Well, that's the city hall. Okay, we built that sport. Yeah, we built all the sports. It's just really kind of quick getting all those sports done, wasn't it? So now what I think we could do... Yeah, I'd like to get them moved eventually, which I don't think we're going to be done that. But let's make sure this guy is assigned. Because he's only searching roads, believe it or not. Yeah, so we'll just sort of maybe prioritize a tiny bit getting this other construction done up here. And if nothing else, I can like not assign them something for a minute, and that'll let us maybe next week we'll design this out. At that point, like get our, because we got plenty of construction to get done first, like all this, and I'd rather not buy all the steel in the world in. So how are we doing? Yeah, see, we have like no steel. Yeah, we were a little short on workers for a minute there. We're not having any train problems, are we? And this train platform, they are going to... Well, you know what? You don't really... Where'd you go? I don't know. He didn't drop off any people. I don't know if he was just... Was he turning around there? I'd prefer he not turn around there and turn around here, but... Yeah, there should be a train that comes up here and drops people off, but are we just not getting... We got a lot of workers. We should have 3 trains in here. Am I not seeing... Where's the guy that comes to here? Was that just him? Yeah. So now he won't pick up workers until he gets over to here. There's not many people waiting there. But he got some workers. Yeah, is it just because he's not going there frequently enough? Every time I've looked before, and I don't think I ever took the buses off of here, so... But yeah, I think we're just using we're just using our steel as fast as we can make it, which is good. You know, we're being a little efficient in that respect, but it does limit to some degree how much construction we're going to be able to get done. All right, and this guy, he should stop here, get some more people. Yep. Yeah, he's getting an awful lot. That might be cutting down on the number of people that come over here, but yeah, see, look, our corn is completely backed up. Oh, what's going on with this? No workers. Why are we getting no workers over here? We should have a train that goes into here. We need more trains, which I really don't have a problem with. And then we should have another one. Yeah, this guy. So we might need to duplicate this guy, right? Because he, you know, and then try to get this so that they're spread out a fair amount. Yeah, so let's see. We have this guy open. He's a ENG 57. All right, and isn't that a train set? Yes. All right, and so let's see. All right, so when would we want to start this guy to try to get him? Yeah, so this guy's up here now. So we would actually want him to come out, and this is platform 3, right? Yeah, so when this guy is halfway around the loop, he's right there. I know you guys, a lot of you can't probably see him, but where is halfway around the loop? I would think when he's like over here, maybe we'll start this guy out, and that should hopefully put them in the opposite, and hopefully they don't catch up with each other too much. So we'll wait till he's by the clothing factory, and hopefully that'll put him about halfway, or the clothing, yeah, like this area. Clothing factory warehouse. Like, yeah, go. Are you going? Oh, I didn't hit start. I hit the home button. There you go. Get out there. All right, so that should increase our food production mostly. So this other train, so these two will be, this is where I wish you could rename them, would be really nice. Like, so when they talk about cable cars or being able to rename the vehicles and the buildings, I would rather be able to rename the vehicles and the buildings if all things were equal. All right, so I don't know how this will work out with them getting back to back or not, but wait a second. Where are you going? Is this the new one we just bought? Oh, you know what? I didn't tell them to go to 3. But it's too late now. Well, where is this? This is the other one. Yeah, see, so they're pretty well separated, right? Like this one's all the way over here, and this one's all the way over here. It might not be exactly halfway, but yeah, let's just see what happens. They can't hurt, I don't think. And we really don't have enough people to up the trains too much, but the frequency there would probably be helpful. Yeah, so how are we doing on with our little truck experiment over here? Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, running back and forth. So it can't hurt. But if you notice, we really at this moment don't need the corn too much anyway, so we're in pretty good shape with that. What do you guys think? Any other thing you think we should work on, or things we might be having a problem with? Let's take a look at our escapes and make sure. Yeah, last month we had 11 escapes. This month so far is the first of the month. So we still had a few escapes. Let's take a look at this year. Yeah, it's down to 0 the last couple times, so I think we might have just caught the tail end with last month. Yeah, whatever happened, it happened here, and then it just, went up. They all escaped, and it does take a little while to get everybody back to happy. So, not happiness necessarily, but yeah. See, they're okay. No pub or tavern. No church. I mean, they're, and then they don't have any Soviet propaganda. But I think as long as this number stays up above like here, you won't get any escapes. It's been my experience in the past. Now, I'm always afraid that they're going to go and change that. But so even without more sports and all, as long as we're getting people to go in there and work, which we're not, why aren't we getting them to work? See, and I think that's why you need at least 2 people to be working in this. Because we've got tons and tons of people, all right? But it's like, oh, look, there's nobody working there, and why isn't there no one working there? We've got 100 people that could go to work there, and yet it doesn't send someone into here to go work, and then people aren't going to get their sports, all right? And we got a road right there, a path right there. It's like 5 feet away. I mean, you could say because they're all going to work in here, but I mean, it's a percentage thing, right? Is it? There we go. Finally got one in there. So, but if you had 2, I think it would cut down on that. And I think what it is that it's like, it's not going to send anyone now, and then it's not going to even try to send anyone until this person leaves work. Like, there's no sense of, I'm the first shift worker, you're the second shift worker, and so on. So that as soon as one leaves, the other guy's like waiting at the door to punch the clock. Like, I know I've worked at a lot of places where, you got a whole crew of guys going in and a whole crew of guys going out right at the same time clock, more or less. And usually they'll, vary it, like the guys going out leave a few minutes later type thing, but depends on the exact situation. But you get the idea. So, yeah, so I think that's kind of a weakness in it, and that might have just been what caught us. I mean, I don't know that for a fact, but, if you start getting less and less people, well, now look at this. Like, there are more than enough people in there selling. Now, the other thing is, do we have good we got good footpaths in and out, so it's not like they had to walk all the way around to get there as part of the problem. All right, so what else do we have to work on in here? Well, we really just need to get roads done. Oh, we can get this electrical. Yeah, let's get that assigned. Boy, they got a lot to do. That's what I mean. We'll get this other construction office fired up. We can get this electrical going here in the meantime. Come on, give me the... Right, what else do we have to do? We've got a gas station with a truck sitting in it. Oh, you know what? We can go... Yeah, we got cisterns over here. Oh, you know what? We forgot about our cistern doing. Yeah, let's see. Can we... That's the bitumen, guys. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, let's get some of these pulled off. And then this one, even though he's a bitumen guy at the moment, we'll say you go to here. And then go to, oops. No. Load, fuel, gas station, unload, fuel, and wait. All right, so he'll go there, and that'll be one less truck on the road. Then let's take a look at this guy. Yep, see, these vehicles heading to the building are empty. So we'll send them to here and here. And we only have a couple more. And then it'll all be done by train. And then we can take this off of purchasing. Is this one purchasing too? Yes, but building is without power supply. Oh, you know what? We never finished. You know, I'm going to take this guy off of purchasing while I'm thinking about it. And let's see. You know what I'm going to do? Let's just go right off of that same node and might be a little while before we get to it. This is a big construction office. So, yeah, let's... Might as well add them all to the pile. Yeah, you know what? Not this one. That guy's got, let's just say, more than his fair share. Hello, Seb. Welcome. How are you doing today? Yeah, look, we're building all these constructions. We have kind of out-designed our ability to produce, and you know, hopefully, let's take a look at our economy and whatnot for a little while here. So, yeah, we lost some people through the escapes. That's a shame. It's been hard enough to build up our people at this point, but there you go. What are you going to do? Let's take a look at this year, because I think that gives us a little better idea. Yeah, so we had more deaths than births. Well, we definitely have like open space in a lot of these mega houses. This is pretty jammed up with people, but they're not all completely full, so we won't have any plus 21 issues there. Now, how are we doing over here? Yeah, they're getting... Yeah, we have a little bit of room. Maybe we take a couple people out of some of these. Yeah, this one still has room. And so does this one. So yeah, we'll take a couple people. A little tiny bit crowded up that end. And where do we put them? I think we probably put them over here. Really could use them more. Probably over here. How are we doing? That's a road vehicle. Yeah, let's put some in this house. All right, just to prevent, so if we come back next week or whatever, we won't have a plus 21-year-old issue anyway. And I'm not sure if you spread them out better. Like, do they reproduce better? It wouldn't make a lot of sense. If you have your own apartment, you have your own apartment. Like, it's as a, you know, like if we put more in this one that has none, does that make any difference? to how they reproduce. I mean, it might make a difference to where they go to work, but yeah, look at that. No students at all over here. All right, so let's take a look at our economy. We'll do last month first. Well, let's see what we're importing. Electronics, that makes sense. Food, it would be nice. We just threw a few more people over this way, which theoretically would go up to the food, and we just put another train on it. So how's that had any... Yeah, no workers. But there comes our train, and then how far behind or ahead is the other one? Yeah, this one... Yeah, see, they're kind of right behind each other. So we have no signal from here all the way up to here. Yeah, I think I may even get rid of this signal just to kind of force them to be even more separated, right? So that, you know what, we're going to get rid of this signal. We do have a bunch of signals. Yeah, so you know what, we're going to get rid of this signal. Should we keep this one? Yeah, no, let's keep this one. Right, so that way they can get to this stop. Once they drop off their people, the two trains will have to go all the way around to here. So if this guy gets close, is this the other one? Yeah, see, this is the other one's like too close. So what this will do, and I'm not sure exactly why they caught up with each other that bad, like, because I tried to separate them, and now what'll happen is this guy will have a red signal at least that far. All right, so that'll stop him from getting any more caught up to the other one. And it's probably just because they're going to start running into each other down here. Like if this train comes around, he can delay one of the two as he's like well, here he is, this guy. As this guy's looping around, you know, he could cause a bit of a delay if the other guy's coming back. And same thing, just because we have this cross here, you know, like if another train's coming up this way, it could pause this one, which in this case it didn't. Does that make sense? Yeah, so see, that put a big gap in between, bigger than we had before anyway. So we'll see. Hopefully that ups our number of people here a bit. Good. At least we have people there now. And then we could have probably put a warehouse, I think, here would have probably been a reasonably smart thing to have done, just in case we don't have a truck ready to go. But for now, we have trucks ready to go. So let's not create future problems, right? All right, so what else? Let's take a look. Let's do this month just to see what's still rolling up. Yeah, alcohol, we still are buying a little bit over in the original Nanadton over there. And then clothes. Yeah, why are we buying clothes? Like, are we just not getting enough clothes? Well, we got plenty of clothes in here. We're not buying a lot of clothes. Do we not have a clothing truck? No, we got clothes in there. Do we have clothes in here? Yep. Do we have clothes in here? Nope. Do we have any trucks in here? Yes. What is this? A meat truck? Yes. Do we have... Oops. No, we don't have a clothing truck set to over here. So let's go get a covered haul. And your job will be to go from here. That's going to be a long drive around, isn't it? To here. All right, there we go. Good. It's good to look at these things once in a while. Did I start him? Yes. Okay, good. All right, so that should cut off the clothing that we're purchasing there. Let's go check, make sure there's not, could be more than one spot. All right, now this is one store serving all these people. And we have clothes. So I'm not sure if we have enough clothing. Now the other thing is, did we change the percentages? No. Yeah, so we definitely want more food and clothes than we do electronics. Right? And that hopefully will up the amount of food that we get in there. And then how about this one? Yeah, say we did that similar kind of percentage. What do we do? 30%? Yeah, so we'd have a little bit less electronics in here. I'm okay with that. We're not making electronics anyway, so they're just getting purchased as they need them. Yeah, and electrical components, we're not really making any of these things quite yet, so I would expect them to go up. Alcohol, we could probably shut the alcohol off altogether, but good. So we've stopped the purchase, it looks like, of everything. Well, the clothing, yeah, we're not purchasing it anymore, but it might just because nobody's shopping. Yeah, very few people are shopping. All right, good. So we should have that straightened out at some point. Now, food, yeah, we really could probably use another food truck. Well, let's see what happens when we've upped that percentage. That actually, does it give that truck a chance to go back and forth? See how he did that? I don't like the fact that it doesn't fill it all the way up. It's kind of goofy. Oh, yeah, or he did, didn't he? Yeah, so the question is, does he have enough time to do the round trip before we would have to get more? So we'll see. We might consider putting another truck on something like that. Good. All right, so looking more at the economy. And then as far as exports, last month we exported some bitumen. That's with these trucks. Yeah, so this guy's got fuel in him. Heading to this building means he's empty. Means get out of there. Good. Keep trying to remember to do that. And that's not the button I wanted. Yeah, so how about this year? Quite a bit of fuel. There you go. See, we still have those few little trucks, but for the most part, yeah, we're exporting a little bit of steel, which I'm not sure that that's such a good idea. This is going to be a bit of a pain. Yeah, custom house. You know what? He's empty. For now, rather than send him to a depot, why don't we send him to here to not wait? All right, because I think are we filled up here? We decide to wait. Yeah, so we have enough trying to get in there. And then at that point, do we even go to the road cargo station? Because it is kind of a busy place. Let's just send them into here. And unfortunately, we have to do this again. No, don't wait. Yeah, just keep driving back and forth for now. And that should keep us pretty well stocked up on steel. Just because why not? Vehicles. Yeah, so these guys are still heading out with stuff. And then we have our farm experiment. Yeah, this guy's still just trucking back and forth, so it doesn't seem like he's even getting ahead. Well, this one's right. So yeah, we'll definitely consider putting more covered hauls on here. I might do that next week. Right? Like it certainly didn't hurt to just drive them up to here. But then again, if you look, this is, yeah, maybe we should put him on wait to unload, right? Because now he's just like wasting fuel. But then, yeah, because we don't need the trucks coming in here to take stuff anywhere else, right? And the other one should be coming into here, so we could at least have 2 trucks coming into here without any issues of backing up. And if we're backing up, then it's probably because we're full. So, and if we're full, it means we don't really need that much corn. So yeah, that's definitely something I want to think about more through the course of this week. And we can go from there. All right, how's our food? Still people? Good. I know that's a little random checking, but hopefully we get a little bit better flow of people there. And let's go back to the economy. Take a look at the year. Yeah, it doesn't feel like my money's going up, but I think we bought some trains, so it did go up. We're only in April, but it did go up this year. And yeah, so we're buying food someplace. But let's see what happens that we made this improvement. It seems to be... I didn't need to close that. Yeah, let's look at this year. Here. And food. See how it's definitely tailed off? So let's see if that little improvement we made by adding that train cuts that down even further. All right, last month. This month, yeah, we're still buying a little bit of food, a little bit of alcohol. But looks like we cut our clothing off pretty well too. You can't really look at that last bar over there. Cool. Yeah, so I think we're in pretty good shape. Last year, yeah, we made, last year was a full year, so we made 3 million or... well, 2.5 million more than we took in. So we're in pretty good shape. It just doesn't feel like that's going up. And then our population, are we getting that to go back up a bit? Let's look at this year. And yeah, we seem to be having a lot of deaths. Last year, yeah, see, we were at higher. We were at 8,200 almost. And then this year... we've rebounded a little bit, but we lost 300 people in the whole escapes fiasco. Like, not total people lost, but it set us back that far at this point. We're 300 behind where we were a year and a half ago or a year and 4 months ago. So that's not so good. But hopefully we solve that problem over here. Oh, no one lives here. Of course, I picked the one. All right, they seem pretty darn happy at this point. Plenty of people selling them stuff. Plenty of people teaching them stuff, right? Yeah. Then we'll increase the numbers as we get this fired up. Yeah, we just have a lot of construction to do. Might even, let's put it on the double fast forward. We spent the whole time, I forgot, in normal fast forward. Oops. And a lot of times we do it in a bit faster forward than that. And then how is our construction crane? Did he do anything dumb? No, he's just trying to get across that bridge. Yeah, so we can get that built up to a certain point here. And then we should consider how he would turn around or get into this area, right? Or is that how we want to do this? And then the other thing is, once he gets to a certain point, we could probably, yeah, let's do a little bit of a, can you go from here? Yeah, if you weren't so out of level. Right. Trying to make it all orangish. And then no. What if we come back this? Oops, I missed. Are you gonna make it back into there? No. And the game saves. All right, so they could get into here. Then we could do. Like, I don't care if this gets signal. We could do that, so they can come in and start building either one of these two tracks, and then you need an excavator. Okay, well, how did I just? Maybe we can. Let's see. I didn't do it with an excavator, did I? Yeah, okay. I think it's this bit here as much as anything, and then I'll, once I get this pushed back, I'll do a little bit of this number. Really? All right, let's take it back to there, and then so what I want them to be able to do is come back in the other way and finish the rest of that track, right? I have to be able to do it with this bulldozer. Yeah, it's not gonna like that. Yeah, and I keep trying. Nope, still too much. Yeah, I think I need to. Smooth this out so I'll make it more constant. Nope. More consistent. Right, it's a lot of work, but it, you know, as Dennis said earlier, it's my knuckleheads. So they'll be able to come in here. They'll be able to work on this track. They'll be able to work on this. Then they'll be able to swing into here. They can swing either way and get all of that done. And then once they get to a certain point here, we could send two of them out there to work from one direction or the other as long as they don't run into each other. And how are we doing with these guys? Just building planned en route. Oh, I lost the other one. So we need to get the last vehicle off of here, but they all have stuff on there. So I think we may end up having to do that next week. But it's a lot of things. And I know we could send them back. I should probably even break their route somehow, right? Like, yeah, let's break their route. So in other words, let's do this. Load. I mean, unload, unload. All right, so that way, the next time we go to get them, they're just, even if they're running back and forth in a dumb way, they'll be empty. Especially because it might be next week by the time we get them. Oh, this guy's empty. Good. Why is this guy empty? I don't know. And then this one. This guy's going to a diesel station, so he needs to just be going to another. Right, if he's going to a diesel station, then he should be going to here. Right, so go to here. Right, there you go. Good, so that should take care of all of them. And then this one is empty for some reason. What is he doing? Is he... Okay, so for some reason he's sitting in here. But he's still showing up on that. Unlike these two. Yeah, this guy got emptied. He's got a tiny bit of fuel. Yeah, where is he at? Oh, he's in here too. Yeah, I don't think there's any way to get rid of that fuel, which could be kind of an annoyance. And then, so this guy, yeah, let's send him to here. There we go. We got it done. Just in time. All right. Well, what do you guys think? Any last minute thoughts or concerns or things we should consider for next week? Or, you know, did we get our food situation worked out? Yes, electronics, a little bit of alcohol. We're in fast forward mode, so we're making much more progress on things. This month, yep. Well, this is last month. Yeah, this month, good. We did buy a little bit of food, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. If there's little glitches in the system, that's okay, especially as we end it. But I think we got the bulk of the food going. We're definitely producing good smoke here, and yeah, we've got. I think in the beginning of next week we can really consider firing this up. As Steve said earlier, we could do it by truck, you know, even to get started if we wanted. But is there any real reason to fire this up until we've got this all built? Yeah, because we could take chemicals over to here, and we're working on this railroad track, which is good. Yeah, so we need to get this railroad track into here. We need to get these things built. How are you doing as far as your finding and assigning? You know, you still got a lot of roads to work on, but why don't we... that one's not done. All right, we can get them working on this. So yeah, we'll get up into here. Oh, you know what? We don't have a road going to this, so we'll have to remember to put a road in. I'll have to flatten this out a little bit more, at least enough to get a road somehow into here, which is going to be a bit of a, yeah, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Might be able to squeeze under here and get up in there. Right? Like, I don't have much doubt we can get a road through here. So we'll work out the little details. I'm sure we can handle it. Yeah, you're right, Steve. The money is actually, I mean, you know, we've bought trains, and how is our trains, or how are our trains doing? Yeah, bitumen train sitting there waiting. Is this full of bitumen? Yeah, this is full of bitumen, so I'm happy. It's prioritizing going to these two domestic supply tanks, and that means we're not, you know, we're exporting exactly how I would like to export. Whenever we get excess, these tanks should, you know, generally be at zero unless we're actually actively sending out the, oh, you know what, where is the other train? You're not sitting at a reg signal. What are you doing? Oh, you don't have any fuel here. Buildings without power supply. What? All right. did we work on the power supply and then we just stopped? Didn't we talk about, yeah, there we go. Like, so we just decided not to do that anymore, I guess. Yeah, let's assign this guy to that, even though he's a little far away. I don't think it makes too much difference if they're sitting in here or there. Right? Yeah, so start working on that. We'll do that. Matter of fact, let's slow it down and we'll get ready to quit for the day. But yeah, I know we thought about all of this. I guess we just never assigned it. I'm not sure why we wouldn't have. Right, that one should already be assigned. Yeah, because remember, if you remember last time, it was too many little projects. So that's a shame. Now what we can do with this guy is probably tell him to go to the depot. Right, and then at least, and I think we caught that in time, right? Because we don't even have that tank full over there. So that's pretty good. Man, so once he gets closer back, then we'll call it quits. But even before he gets in there, we probably send him to his next stop, and he should find this fuel station is fully working, right? Yeah, you know what? We could take this off of purchasing. And how about this one? Take that off of purchasing while we're at it, too. Yeah, this is when we put 2 trucks. Yeah, and that's the problem, I think, with using these as a depot. Like, for me, having a truck be able to sit there ready to fill it up is kind of a pretty big plus. I guess we could take this off wireframe because we are pretty much done for the day. Yeah, once he gets... I want to make sure he's not going to do some crazy thing where he decides to go back there. Now, most of the other vehicles don't seem to be having that problem. Like, if we don't have power to one of these, they seem to not be going there. But it seems like they didn't fix the trains. But we do have power to each of these. Now, does this say... Oh, look, now we got 2. Okay, we don't want 2 of you in there. Why don't you go to here and unload your fuel and wait. All right, we'll make sure this guy gets down like there, and then he should, he shouldn't try to go back to that other. Yeah, see there, he just realized they gave him a new command, so he stopped. And now he probably searched for a fuel stop, and he should be going to that one that's got power now. So that was just sort of bad timing, but we need to keep an eye on that until we get that constructed, which that's going to be a lot of constructing. It's kind of far away. But we built this out here, so we should be able to build this as well, right? At least that would be the theory. Well, there you go, guys. Let me, now that we got that train straightened out, let me pause it. And I think I'd come over here to end it. Look at our valley is become quite the valley these days. So I'm going to just come right up here, as I often do. And LS, oops, I got caps lock on. 24, we're up to 24 episodes, or just got done 24, but 25th will be the next one. So as far as like the holidays go, I don't really anticipate having any issues with the live streams. And even though, I'm into the transport fever, I at this point plan on doing this. Let me know if you guys have any opinion about that. I could do, we don't have to give up on this permanently. We could do a live stream of the transport fever, but I enjoy this too. This is fun. Let's just put it that way. It's not a thing. It gives me a break from life in general on a Saturday afternoon, which is kind of nice, So, but if you guys wanted to see whatever else live streamed at that point, I mean, I'd take any suggestions. Yeah, we still have some work to do around here to get the oil into there too. So we have plenty of work to do. But let me know. Do you guys, I'm going to probably just end it. So again, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend and happy holidays if you don't end up making it back. And like I said, next weekend's the 21st. So it's the Saturday before Christmas. And like I said, because Wednesday is Christmas, I don't think that's going to cause me any issues with making the live stream. And I don't have plans to go away or anything for the week. So there you go. So I hope you've enjoyed it and have a good day. Thanks, Steve. Take care.